In competition, the dreams are tested again. When the day ends, the winner is known. The beach is packed with homebound fans. The dreams are real or shattered. But today's performance proves yesterday's dreams. There are some who have brought new dreams, tomorrow's dreams. Daytona Beach is a proving ground for dreams and for men who build them. The children of Daytona Beach named it. "Why, that must be a mermaid," one of them said. Another saw the big M and answered, "Sure, that's Minnie the Mermaid." The children of Daytona Beach named it. And on the beach, the men must prove it. The Mermaid faces the measured mile. 400 horsepower developed by an engine of experimental design, mounted in a chassis that may answer questions for tomorrow's cars. The Mercury crewmen wait. Theirs is a challenge to all entries in the experimental class, a challenge by men who dream and design cars of the future. Late in the afternoon, the beach is right. And first car on the starting line is Danny Ames in an experimental Ford Thunderbird. The receding tide leaves a wide, smooth runway. He has a 2-mile run to pick up speed before entering the time trap. A one-way run of 153 miles an hour. But all official runs must be made north and south to cancel the effect of wind. Ames calls off his northbound run, and Art Christman rolls away in the Mermaid. Southbound, 149 miles an hour. He turns, points the Mermaid north. He enters the measured miles, screaming past Ames' Thunderbird. He's really traveling. The experimental Mercury hits 159.9 miles an hour. A Mercury crewman summed it up. The Mermaid in our minds will long live for its beauty and its gracefulness and its power on the beach. Back to the Mercury garage as the engineering data gathered on the beach is assembled. The garage that also houses the competition cars. The safety and performance trials climax in a weekend of stock car racing. Mercury crewmen work on number 15, making final adjustments on a 335 horsepower high-performance machine to be driven by Tim Flock. The convertible division, although only 2 years old, has caught a major share of the public's attention. Number 14, the second Mercury entry, will be handled by Billy Myers, a top-ranking driver and a top mechanic. Myers can describe in a mechanic's terms exactly what happens inside the car at high speed and suggest adjustments for still better performance. Now, satisfied the car is right, Myers takes it to an out-of-the-way testing ground with mile-long straightaways and tight turns. An abandoned military airport, far off the main roads, will hear again the roar of high-performance machines. car joins the testing. Tim has been NASCAR national champion twice. A man who won't race until the car is right. Months of engineering and production effort are riding with these highly skilled drivers. Their testing ability is reflected in the performance of every car on the American highway. The Daytona race is the first competitive event for this year's Mercury, and in these running tests, all final adjustments are made. It isn't done in a day. Thousands of test miles roll away past Billy Myers and Tim Flock. Running close together, they drift through corners to measure chassis control. Control so fine that it speeds up to 120 miles an hour, they can touch one another and never flake the paint. Are right. They're ready now for running on the beach. Back to the measured mile, the pride of each automaker ready to run against the clock. These cars boast the highest production line horsepower on the market. Superchargers, fuel injection, multiple carburetors. These cars can travel. Now, qualifications for the convertible race. Lee Petty, former national champion, roars away in an Oldsmobile. He qualifies at 122.9 miles an hour. The news flashes back to the Mercury team and Tim Flock. Petty is 5 miles an hour faster than last year's qualifying record. Don Oldenburg's Plymouth moves away from the starting line. 119.8 miles an hour. Curtis Turner on the line. Turner won the convertible race at Daytona a year ago and went on to win more convertible races than any other NASCAR driver. He's away in a 300 horsepower supercharged Ford. There's the fastest time of the day so far, 124.8 miles an hour. These minutes seem like hours to Mercury crew chief Bill Strop. Records falling like castles in sand, and your car's next on the starting line. Billy Myers on his way. Qualified at 122.6 miles an hour in a beautiful run. Now, what will Tim Flock do? Tim Flock on his way. His run shatters all marks. 128.5 miles an hour, fastest of them all. 5 miles away, unaware that stock cars are making history on the measured mile, Daytona Beach waits for the big race. For every car at the starting line, 1,000 fans pour in. This is opening day in a year-round schedule of racing performance. NASCAR, the National Association for Stock Cars, which sanctions this race, will sanction 2,000 more before the year is over. But there's only one day. Final instructions to the crew, the men who will service the cars at pit stops and plan strategy during the race. This is the end of trials and tests. This is the beginning of the real thing. The pace lap, once around the 4-mile course. Slowly, the cars parade down the 2-mile-long beach straightaway. The slowest car in the starting pack qualified at 107 miles an hour. But this is more than a test of high speed. This is a test of chassis handling, roadability, engine performance throughout the power range. This is a test that packs 30,000 miles of highway driving into a single afternoon. The 2-mile-long beach straightaway ends in a tight turn onto the backstretch. 2 miles to go, and the green flag is waiting. Miss NASCAR is part of the official parade, leading the cars as they move along the backstretch, a 2-lane asphalt road running parallel to the beach. Here they are. Tim Flock's Mercury, fastest qualifier, inside front row. Win Staley's Plymouth next to him. Curtis Turner's Ford in third position. Bob Pronger's Buick is fourth. Lee Petty's Oldsmobile fifth. Billy Meyer's Mercury sixth. Coming up to the starter's tower, the yellow caution flag still holding them. There's the green. The race is on as 28 cars roar through the hairpin south turn, heading for the beach straightaway. There's a spin, and the yellow flag warns all of the starters. 2 cars are stalled in the middle of the south turn as the other cars maneuver past. A terrific show of car control. Tim Flock's Mercury leads the pack out of the south turn onto the beach. Staley's Plymouth second, Turner's Ford right behind. They have exactly 2 minutes and 24 seconds to clear that turn before the leaders come around again. The turn behind them may be blocked, but the beach ahead is clear, and Curtis Turner is making the most of it, moving up to second place behind Tim Flock. The stalled cars are moved by track service vehicles. The turn is now clear for high speed. Near the end of the beach straightaway, Curtis Turner is moving up from second place. Turner jams his number 26 supercharged Ford into the lead, then sets sail in a 300-foot slide to take him through the turn. Tim Flock holds second place. Coming fast in third is Billy Myers in number 14 Mercury. Down the backstretch, Myers challenges Turner. It's Turner first into the south turn. Weatherly and number 12 Ford battles Myers. Number 99 in trouble. Bob Prunger's Buick slows down with engine trouble. Look out! Whitey Norman's Ford is high and dry out of the race. Billy Myers roars by Turner into first place as they hit the beach straightaway. Tim Flock fights his way back into third as Myers, his Mercury teammate, leads the way up the asphalt backstretch. Number 15 trying to move into second. Watch it. Flock's Mercury and Turner's Ford spin out, but magnificent driving brings both cars under control, and they're underway. Myers cutting his way down the beach in record time. Weatherly now in second place. Turner and Flock lost time in their spin. They are 11 seconds behind Myers. Wellborn in Chevrolet number 49 and Paul Goldsmith, his teammate in number 46, are in a tremendous battle to settle fifth place. The leaders settle back to a pace. Myers and Mercury number 14, Weatherly, Ford number 12. Turner, Ford 26, and Tim Flock, Mercury 15. In the Mercury pits, the decision is made to call in the front runner, Billy Myers, at the halfway mark to check fuel consumption. His car is running like a dream. Myers is driving a conservative race, demanding enough power from his car to keep the lead, but maintaining a safe margin of reserve performance. Joe Weatherly is going hard in second place. In third, Tim Flock. Myers eases it through the south turn, heading for the pits. Joe Weatherly ready to take the lead. Here comes Myers, and there goes Weatherly into the lead, but Tim Flock is right behind him. There's trouble in the Mercury pit. Myers reports to the crew that mud thrown up in the turns has clogged his radiator. While the car is refueled, the radiator is washed out. This pit stop is eating up time. Here comes Curtis Turner to his pit. Myers is away, 150 seconds in the pit, and that much time is hard to make back. Turner waits. He's also had a share of radiator trouble. Joe Weatherly's number 12 comes in for fuel, and that puts Tim Flock in the lead. But the Mercury crew has signaled Tim to come into the pit. He's got to refuel. And here comes the leader. The decision has been made to add fuel only. The Mercury crew is gambling that the new car will go the distance without mechanical attention. Tim rolls away with 18 gallons of fuel in 14 seconds. Turner, number 26, charges away from the pit, ready to race, and right behind him, Joe Weatherly gets underway. This is going to be a battle. Tim Flock roars into the north turn. 60 miles to go to the checkered flag. He's in front by less than half a lap. Here comes Turner and Weatherly. Look at that driving. Tim maintains a relentless pace. Weatherly and Turner can't meet the challenge. Tim Flock's brother Foddy signals that things couldn't be better. His fastest lap is better than 106 miles an hour. Fender to fender, the two Fords battle it out for second place. Coming out of the north turn, Turner in 26 takes it. Flock in the lead keeps to a steady, powerful pace as the car responds beautifully to his demands. Only a few laps to go. Curtis Turner comes into his pit. Only serious trouble would bring in a hard-charging driver this close to the finish. Turner is out of the race with a broken radiator. Raw the north turn with a new record running for him. His average speed, including pit stops, has been better than 101 miles an hour. Joe Weatherly keeps a tight grip on second place. Loose sand in the turn makes rough going. Billy Myers, Flock's teammate, has come through in magnificent style, making back the time lost in the pits, and is now running third. The south turn for the last time, and down the long beach straightaway, Flock's Mercury is smooth as ever. moving up to the checkered flag. Tim Fox Mercury wins in record time. His crew moved down to the turn to meet him as Fox takes one extra lap before stopping at his pit to pick up Brother Fonte and Bill Strop, Mercury crew chief. It's been a long day of racing. On to the winner's circle with a new record for convertibles of 101.3 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour faster than the average speed in this race a year ago. A driver's dream come true. To win in style, to win with record performance. This is the beginning of a year of competition. A year in which performance on the racetracks leads to higher performance on the highways. Dreams are proven in performance. Tim Flock, Billy Myers, the men of the Mercury division have proven their dreams at Daytona Beach.